Welcome back to the DirtDigits.com YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to show you the installation of the pipe side number plate for a 2016-2017 Kawasaki KX450. This was the first article for the new templates we had done, and we made some minor adjustments post video that just made it fit better. But overall, the installation would be identical to what you would receive with our product. And we like to do the wet application because it gives you plenty of time to maneuver the decal without worrying about adhering too quickly. As you can see, all the holes and edges are lining up nicely. And with the dry application, while you can do that, get the same results, it takes a little extra time and a little more skill. We're using the professional felt application squeegee, which we sell online at DirtDigits.com. It's $6.50 by itself and $5.50 as an add-on item. You can also purchase the our application kit, which includes the professional application squeegee, our stiff squeegee, application fluid, which is what we use here, and the decal remover for removing the old graphics or cleaning up the edges from excessive adhesive. As you can see, the graphic or the template has plenty of material to fall into that valley, and if you try and bridge that valley, you'll end up having an overhang. So make sure that you allow the vinyl to fall into the valley and not overstretch. We use a heat gun to soften the vinyl, and as you can see, it makes it much more conformable. We're applying medium pressure and working from the center out to the edge. The trick is not to apply too much pressure while it's warm, or else you'll stretch the vinyl excessively and it'll cause you issues. So once we've got that sectioned flat, then you can start working away from the center. You can see in this template, which I said earlier we had adjusted to give a little extra room at the bottom. We're pretty close, and this may be something you experience on your own, even with a decent fitting template, that if you get too low, you'll be right at the edge. So I'm showing you how to use the Felt Squeegee right now, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use a credit card / stiff squeegee with the wet paper towel trick. And that allows you to get these last little pleats without overstretching the material. You can see that it slides much faster on the graphic than the more frictioned Felt Squeegee. And if you wrap a paper towel around the credit card or the stiff squeegee, it allows you to prevent scratching the gloss finish on the graphic. So if you do have some overhang, once you finish the graphic, go ahead and take a utility knife or a razor blade, or we like to use an X-Acto blade because it's much easier to control, and just use your fingers to guide and trim away a 1/16 of an inch of the material off the edge of the plastic. You want to make sure there's an actual reveal. If it's hanging off the edge, then it just gives you opportunity to catch it with a boot or other item. You can see in this template we added a little extra overhang on that front bolt hole. We did so we can continue any artwork to the outer edge, keeping continuity with design, as well as to prolong the life of the graphic. We feel that if there's any extra edges, you're going to find a way to catch it and it'll peel back. So we'll wait for that to wrap that until we finish the top half. Again, we supplied enough material to fill in all the valleys. We don't want the graphic to have to stretch into position. So if you're just laying it across the plastic, it's going to look like it's a little weird until you actually tuck the material in, and then it draws everything straight. So a little bit of heat and methodical squeegee strokes will allow you to push the liquid and air out from the outside or from the center and out to the outside edge. If you go too quickly and lock the edges down, then you have nowhere for the liquid or air to go. So you could use either the stiff squeegee, or I think we're going to show you here the wet paper towel trick as well. That allows your fingers to be a squeegee. Right here, just making sure all the air is out. I'll talk a little about the heat gun. The heat gun that we're using is a Porter cable heat gun. They sell it on Amazon. I think it's about 40 bucks prime. It's a great heat gun for the price. It has a nice hard shell with rubber feet, and it's pretty durable. It has multiple heat settings, and it also has multiple airflow settings. For 40 bucks, it's not a bad buy. The only problem I've had with it is that they will randomly die with the smallest amount of misuse. So there is a circuit board inside there with, it looks like a CPU to control the heat, and when that thing goes, it's done. So there's no repairing it as far as I know, and they're cheap enough that you can just get another one. They last about a year for us with the amount of hours we put on it, and I mean hours. We let these things run for 30 minutes at a time. So here's the wet paper towel trick. You're going to use your finger as a squeegee, and this helps. It'll lubricate the towel by having it wet, as well as prevent you from burning yourself. And you can feel with your fingers the edge. You can see I have two fingers there creating an L, so I'm squeegeeing two surfaces at once. And you can't do that with a squeegee because it's going to only give you one surface. So it's a great technique. You could probably actually do an entire installation with just a wet paper towel, but I use it for finishing. Right now we're going over the last piece. You can see right there in that little valley by the air box that it's starting to lift, and I think we're going to get back to that. You can heat that up and push it down with the paper towel squeegee or whatever your preference is. A trick that we will often do is, if it seems like it continues to lift up because it's such a tight angle, is we'll go ahead and score it with a razor blade, and usually right up to where the transition starts, and it will spread out and create a V channel. And we do that just to prevent it from lifting and causing bigger issues. It's nice to have just a little slit versus having it curl back up. So here's that final little detail. You use the squeegee to evenly press on it and not overstretch the material, and then apply heat. And then when you're all done, go around the entire perimeter of the plate, taking your wet towel or squeegee and locking it down. And then wait about 24 hours before you go riding with it. And right before you go riding, you should do a little once over all the graphic installation you've done, and make sure that there's no edges that are lifting up. If you've done the wet application method, the liquid should be dry by now, so it's just a little bit of heat and some pressure, and you should be good to go. I want to thank you for watching, and if you don't mind subscribing, it'd be awesome. And if you want to get your own graphics here, go to dirtdigits.com. We have multiple designs to choose from. If you design your own graphics and you want templates, we sell them for 50 bucks. And if you place an order with us, we'll apply that $50 towards your first order. Thanks for watching.